Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got a fun video for you guys today. We're going to be playing with some very fun summertime makeup. I went through the products that I recently picked out for my Shop My Stash, which if you didn't see that video, I will link it for you guys right here. Be sure to check it out. And I picked out some of my favorite things to reach for in the summertime, including this very bold lip that I'm kind of having second thoughts about. It's seriously neon. I've got some new stuff, some old favorites, and I'll give you guys a little spoiler. I love how my complexion products all turned out in this video, so be sure to stay tuned and check out what I used for those. Hopefully it sounds like fun to you guys. Before we jump into the video, I want to send a special welcome to anyone that is new. Welcome to my channel. So happy to have you here. If you do enjoy this video, I hope that you'll consider giving it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe before you leave. And with that, let's get to the makeup. Alright, we are going to kick things off with a little bit of primer. I'm going to take this primer. This is the Milani Soft Focus Glow. This primer I didn't initially like all that much when I first picked it up. I think it was last spring or summer that I first tried this, but it has grown on me the more I've used it. I remember hearing that this was a possible dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I don't think it's a perfect dupe for that. I mean, the formula is just not quite as smooth and creamy as that one, but I do like how this feels on my skin. It does provide nice hydration and a little bit of glow. And come to think of it, I don't even know if they make this anymore. It's been a while since I've used it, since I've linked it, and I don't remember seeing this in my drugstore recently when I was browsing through Milani's section. Okay, let's move on to foundation. I've got to go with my Maison BB cream, and I'm going to mix that with a little bit of my L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear. And then I'm going to mix in a little bit of this little shade adjuster from e.l.f. Both of these are just a little bit too light for me. I'm actually finding that most of my foundations right now are a little bit too light for me. So I'm going to took a little dollop of the BB cream and then a half a pump of my L'Oreal Infallible. And I'm going to take just the tiniest drop of the e.l.f. shade adjuster. And then mix those two together with this foundation paddle brush from the Omnia set that I'm still trying out. Hopefully this will match me pretty well. Okay, then I'm going to actually blend that with my beauty sponge. This one is from Wet n Wild. This sponge is growing on me as well. I've had it for a while. I didn't love it the first time I tried it, but the more I've used it, the more I've come to enjoy it, and it is super, super affordable. This morning I spent a good amount of time doing a very detailed manicure. Well, as detailed and as careful as I get with my manicures. I usually don't have a lot of time to wait for my nails to dry and for them to look all nice, but I really wanted them to look nice today. And I did try out these dry drops that Olive and June sent me a while ago, and this was the first time I've tried them out. They actually do work. I'm really impressed with these. I'm going to keep trying these out and I'll give you guys an update. But it did help my nails to dry. However, I made the mistake of going out and watering my garden before filming this video. It's a super hot day today. I think we're gonna hit 100 degrees today, and it's very windy, and my plants and my garden are just, I don't know if they're gonna make it, guys. It's only June and we're having late July and August level heat already. Oh, praying for rain, I'm telling you. Alright, so now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of eyeshadow primer. This is the Alter Ego eyeshadow primer. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of that on my eyelids to get ready for the shadow that we'll be trying today. I'm super excited to finally try out. I've actually had it sitting here for over a month. It took me a long time to get my hands on this eyeshadow palette. It kept going out of stock when I would check, but excited to try it today. So now I also want to add on top of that a little bit of this Hope Girl concealer that I got from YesStyle. This one is quite a bit too light for me, but I've been really enjoying this as a additional prep for eyeshadow to really cancel out any discoloration on my eyelids, which I do have a lot of. It's a really nice formula. I think I paid around $11 for this thing, which I initially thought was quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but more than I have spent on some other concealers that I've gotten from YesStyle. But I realized there's a lot of product inside here. I think there's like a half of an ounce, which is quite a bit. And for the rest of my face, just cover up a couple more spots, I'm gonna take my CoverGirl True Blend Concealer. This one is in the shade M100, which matches me really well right now. I just kind of take that in those areas that have a little bit of discoloration. I don't think I have any active breakouts right now, although I'm feeling one. Do you guys ever get breakouts around your earlobe and they're super, super painful? So I'm feeling one coming in kind of right there, and oh, I'm trying not to touch it, because if I don't touch it, it likely will just go away. Here, so I'm gonna take one more tiny dot of that Hope Girl concealer just on this kind of inner hollow of my eye to brighten things up. And then back with my sponge. I'm not actually going to use this today, but I'm going to add a little bit of this Hard Candy lip balm. This one is in the shade Bountiful Bear. I am going to use a liquid lipstick, I think, today. We're going to do something nice and bright for the lips, but this is just going to help soften up my lips, get them ready. So I want to do my brows next, and for my brows today, I think I'm just going to take my Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim Brow Pencil in Ash Taupe and just give them a quick fill in. Alright, and to set those down, we're going to use my ColourPop Styling Wax, which, quick little update, I mentioned that I was suspecting this was breaking me out or gave me a little breakout in my eyebrows. Haven't had any issues since that initial breakout that I had that I wasn't sure exactly what brow product caused it because I was using quite a few different ones at the time. To be honest, all of the ones I have been continually rotating in and using, including the gel, the pencil, and the brow pen that I got from Yes Style, none of those have been giving me any trouble anymore either. So I'm not quite sure where that initial breakout came from, but I have been using this pretty consistently for the last probably about a month now, and I haven't had any more issues, but I really like how feathery it makes my brows. All right, let's move into the rest of the face. So for today's makeup look, I did pick up the Samantha March palette from Ofra. It's about time. I knew I wanted to get this as soon as Samantha announced it. You guys probably know I have been a longtime fan of Samantha March and following her for a long time. I'm just a big fan of Samantha. She's a good friend here on YouTube, and I knew I wanted to support her. Not only that, but I never tried out any eyeshadow products from Ofra. So we're going to give this thing a try today. I have swatched it, but I haven't used it on my eyes yet or my face. So it does come with the eyeshadows here and then the face products here, which you can also use on your eyes. But I want to start off with the face. So we're going to start off with this shade right here, which is the bronzer. And I'm assuming this one is Key. It looks to be a nice warm bronzer, slightly satin feel to it. Hopefully it's not too warm for me. I'm just going to take a little bit on my Rephr number 22 brush. Just slowly going to try and build this up on my cheeks. A little up here on my temples. I'd love to know how many of you guys have tried this one out. It did sell out twice before I had a chance to pick it up, both on Ulta's website and on the Ofra website. And I know a lot of you guys also follow Samantha, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have picked up this palette yourselves. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Alright, so there is the bronzer. It is definitely warm, but I do love a warm bronzer when I'm a little bit more tan. Now I want to go into this blush right here. This looks like a really interesting shade of blush, so I'm going to take it on my Rephr number 5 brush, which is a nice, small, fluffy blush brush. I do love this blush brush. And we're going to add that to, ooh, that's pretty, my cheeks. That's really pretty. It's like a rosy bronze. I love blushes that walk that line between a bronzer and a blush, and that is perfect. I love that. I feel like I got a little heavy-handed on that side, so I'm just going to take my sponge and really press that into the skin, lift off any excess. This is my favorite technique, I guess you would call it, for my cheeks. Even if I didn't go in too heavy-handed, just pressing everything into my skin with my sponge just makes it so I don't go overboard, if perhaps I did go overboard, or just makes everything kind of melt into my skin and look a lot more natural. Now I'm going to go in with the highlighter here in the center. This one is called Dream Chaser. I'm going to take that on my Omnia highlighter brush. I've been loving this highlighter brush. And just apply that to my cheeks. I do have Samantha's highlighter from her first collection with Ofra. It's one of my favorite highlighters. I really, really love that one. It's very, very intense, but I do love the Ofra highlight formula. If you like something really intense, almost icy, they have some really beautiful shades and formulas. I do really like their highlighters, well, the two that I have now tried. I'm going to take just a tiny bit more on the tip of that highlighter brush. I'm going to run it across my brow bone, across the bridge of my nose. And kind of what's left, I'm just going to really buff that all over Love a good glow all year, but especially in the summertime. All right, let's move into the eyes. So I do want to use a bold lipstick today. So I don't want to go too heavy-handed with my eyes. I want to do something a little bit more soft. I'm kind of thinking of like almost like a watercolor look on the eyes, like a subtle soft pink, which I know I've done that recently, right? Didn't I do a look recently where I did that? Let's just get going and see what we come up with. So I'm going to start off in this shade right here. This one is a shimmer. Their shimmers appear to be a little bit more satiny, not super reflective or metallic. So I'm going to just kind of tap that on the back of my hand before actually let me rub out those creases really quick. And then I'm going to just start applying this all over the lid. For those of you that are starting your summer, I'd love to know what your summer plans are, especially if you have kids. Do you guys have anything fun planned for your summer with your kids, especially maybe to make up for last year? I mean, I know not everywhere is still completely open. We're actually in the process of trying to plan a family vacation, which we're finding very difficult because we still don't really know if we want to try the airplane thing. Honestly, I actually don't. I'm kind of terrified to fly with kids right now. I've heard it can be a little bit hectic. So I don't know if I quite want to do that, but I recently discovered I have like 3 friends that have been doing for years this thing called the summer bucket list, which I think is such a cute idea. I have never done it before, and I realized this year that I have a 17, almost 18-year-old son. This is technically kind of possibly our last summer with him, so I kind of feel like I missed the boat on that one. Like, how did I not know about that as being a thing? Not that I can't still do it with my other younger kids, but just one of those moments that I realized, like, crap, we're out of time. And there's so many things that I didn't do the way I wanted to do them. It's a hard realization. I'm sure some of you that have older kids or have maybe kids that have grown and left the house, maybe you can relate to what I'm feeling or talking about. Because I keep having these realizations periodically with different things, and I think it's just anxiety for the fact that I don't really want to face the reality of my kids growing up. And on that fun note, let's go in with these 2 shades right here. I'm just going to mix a tiny bit of these together on this brush, which is the Smudger kind of fluffy but dense detail brush from the Omnia set, and I'm just going to run this right there in my actual socket very softly. I don't want this to be too obvious. Okay, and actually I kind of want this even a little bit more watercolor looking, so I'm going to go back into my blending brush. I'm going to take the tiniest amount of that first shade that I used, I'm going to run this kind of around this outer edge right here. I think that's prettier if it looks like I just got punched in the face. Pinks are always scary like that. Okay, I'm just going to take my sponge. I don't want to go too close to my eye, but I just don't want that. I mean, I want it to be kind of wide, but not too wide, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to carefully dab that kind of right down here. I don't want that shade to be, but I also don't want that to be too clean. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Let's now add something bright and light to the inner corner. We're going to take the highlight shade in here with that same fluffy blending brush. I actually don't want to use my finger because I don't want this to be too bold or too bright. I want it to be more like a sheer wash of shimmer. So we're going to take the blending brush instead of my finger and just run that all over the inner lid and pull it across that halfway mark. And then with the tiny detail brush, this rougher number 3 brush, I'm going to take a little bit more of that and apply it to my inner corner. Just right there so it can be nice and bright, just right in that inner tear duct area. Alright, there we have it. I was going to do a black gel liner, but rather than do that, I think I want to try and go in with this dark kind of shimmery purple shade that perfectly matches my nails. Let's use that as a liner instead. So I'm actually going to wet my brush just a little bit. This is the angled brow brush from the Omnia set, and I'm going to dip it into that shade, and we're going to add some liner in purple instead of black or brown. Also going to pull this, what's left, kind of down on this outer corner. Okay, that's pretty. Alright, that looks great. Let's add some mascara. But before I do that, I just need to curl my lashes a little bit. Now for mascara, I'm going to take a nice healthy coat of my IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I will do that off camera, then I will come back and we'll finish off with the lips, and we will be done. Alright guys, here are the finished eyes. I love how this one turned out. Very subtle, but very soft and pretty. Very impressed with this palette so far. I'm loving especially the face products. I love how my cheeks look right now. I think they look fantastic. Let's move in to the lips. And for the lip today, we're going to take my Milani Liquid Lipstick. This one is in the color Fancy. I love this color in the summer. It is very bold. A little bit outside of my comfort zone. It takes me a little bit of bravery to wear the shade, but I do really love it. And I think it will go beautifully with this look today. So let's give it a try. So I'm actually going to take the lip brush that I got in the Omnia set. Haven't used this on my lips yet. And we're going to apply it with the brush. It's kind of like a neon bubblegum pink. Alright you guys, so here we have the finished look with the lip. It is very bold. I underestimated or forgot how bold this lip color was. I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about it. Half of me loves it. I think it's fun and bright and summery. And then the other half of me thinks it might be just a little bit too bold for my more moderate taste. But let me know what you guys think. I do think it looks good with the eye look today. Very happy with the eye look, with the face or cheek products. Really had fun playing with this palette today. I think it's a good one. Congrats, Samantha. I know this is late and long overdue, but very happy for you. Very happy with this palette. I think will be a fun one to play with this summer. But that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what kind of summer looks you guys are really into right now. Bold lip, a bronze eye. Are you into just very kind of a nude, almost no makeup look? Do you like to switch up your makeup in the summertime? Or maybe it's just so hot where you live you just don't want to wear any makeup at all. I can definitely relate to feeling that way. Thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel today. I want to remind you one more time to subscribe before you leave if you haven't done that yet. And if you did enjoy this one, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys again, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! A special welcome to any new visitors to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I had to wipe the foundation off of my lips because I look like a dead body somebody pulled out of a lake. Just kidding, that was gross. And if you're wondering if I matched my nails to the palette, why yes, of course I did.